Welcome to this program brought to you by the Administrative Simplification Group in the Office of eHealth Standards and Services in the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. My name is Kari Gar, and today we will walk through how you can obtain an Other Entity Identifier from the Health Plan and Other Entity Enumeration System, or what we call HIPPOs. If you are interested in learning more about the policy and requirements for the Other Entity Identifier and for the Health Plan Identifier, or how to apply for an HPID, please see the video presentations that are posted on the CMS HPID website. Today we will discuss how an entity can access HIPPOs, and then we will walk through the steps to obtain an OEID. We'll begin by discussing how to access the Health Plan and Other Entity Enumeration System. HIPPOs resides within the Health Insurance Oversight System, which we refer to as HIOS. You will need to use the CMS Enterprise Portal to access HIOS. Users will need to register in the Enterprise Portal to obtain a user ID and password. As part of the Enterprise Portal registration process, you will need to provide personally identifiable information, including Social Security number, date of birth, home address, and primary phone number. Here is a screenshot of the CMS Enterprise Portal. The first arrow shows you where to click if you already have a CMS Enterprise Portal user ID and password. The lower red arrow shows you where to click if you are a new user. Once users have been granted access to both the CMS Enterprise Portal and HIOS, users will be able to navigate to the HIOS homepage. Next, we'll provide a high-level overview of how to complete an OEID application. As you can see from the graphic on the screen, there are 6 different steps in the application process. Step 1, you register the organization. Step 2, you get access to the organization through user role management. Step 3, you select an application type. Step 4, you complete and submit the application. Step 5, the application is reviewed by the authorizing official. And Step 6, once the application is approved, the HPID number is assigned. Each step in the graphic will be highlighted as we walk through the process in greater detail. The first step is registering the organization in HIOS. To begin the application process, you will need to register the organization within HIOS. We currently have a large database of organizations in the system. If your organization already exists in HIOS, you may proceed directly to Step 2 of the application process, which we will discuss next. In order to determine if your organization is registered, you can search by their federal EIN. Once the system has verified that the organization is not in HIOS, you will be able to register your organization. Please note that all registration requests are reviewed prior to being accepted into HIOS. Next, we will walk through how to register an organization. You'll begin by navigating to the HIOS homepage and clicking on the Manage an Organization button. You'll need to enter the organization's federal EIN and click the Search button. If no results are returned, you will be able to register the company by clicking on the Create Company button. Next, you will need to provide the required information to register the company. You will have the opportunity to review the company information and submit the request. On this page, you'll receive confirmation of your submission. Additionally, you will receive an email notification once the request is approved. Here is a summary of the information required to register a new company. Now we will discuss Step 2, accessing HIOS user role management. As we mentioned earlier, if your organization already exists in HIOS, you may skip Step 1 and proceed directly to Step 2. There are 3 different user roles for HIPPOs. The first type is guest users. This role is for those who want the ability to view general HIPPOs information, but do not need to submit or approve an application. The submitter user is a representative of a health plan or other entity that needs the ability to submit an HPID or OEID application. The authorizing official user is a company executive that has the authority to approve applications, including CEOs and CFOs. If you are requesting submitter or authorizing official access, you will also need to identify the company you wish to be granted access to through HIOS user role management. Unlike submitter users, authorizing officials are not required to come into the system through user role management. Authorizing officials can also be identified through the application process to gain access into HIOS. Finally, please note that users can only have access to one HIPPOS role at a time. Next, we will walk through the process for requesting access through user role management. You'll begin by navigating to the HIOS homepage and clicking on the Role Management button. You will click on the Request Role tab, select HIPPOS from the module dropdown, and then select your role. Once you have made your selections, you will click Continue. Next, you will need to search for the federal EIN of the company for which you would like to receive access for, and click the Search button. The company and federal EIN results will display, and you will click the Review Continue button to proceed with the request. You will then have the opportunity to review the requested role and submit your request. On this page, you'll receive confirmation of your submission. Additionally, you will receive an email notification once the request is approved. We will now review Step 3, accessing HIPPOS and selecting an application type. At this point, we know your company exists in HIOS and your access and user role management has been approved. Since we are walking through the OEID application process, we know that you are not a health plan and are not eligible to obtain an HPID. To navigate to the HIPPOS module, you will select the HIPPOS button on the HIOS homepage. If you are registered as a submitter user, you will be taken to the submitter user homepage, which is seen on this slide. All functions are displayed on the left-hand side. As you can see, the functions are separated by entity type. Another entity can create a profile or view profile. We are now on Step 4, where we'll discuss how to complete and submit an application. Once you have determined which type of application you will need to complete, you may begin the HIPPOS application process. As part of the application process, you will need to identify the company's authorizing official if there is not already one designated in HIPPOS. Now we'll walk through the steps to apply for an OEID. The first step is selecting the Create Profile and Apply for OEID button under the Other Entity Functions section. You will begin by selecting the company you wish to complete the application for. The companies available in the dropdown are based on those you have been granted access to through the user role management process discussed in Step 2. Once the company name is selected, the company information will be displayed on the page. You must select a business classification for all OEID applications. You will be required to provide the authorizing official information. Following these steps, you are taken to the Profile and Application Review page, where you may submit the OEID application. Once submitted, you are taken to the Profile Summary page, which displays a message confirming your application has been submitted. Here is a summary of the OEID application information collected. So we've discussed how to complete and submit an application. Next, we will discuss Step 5, Application Review by the authorizing official. Once you have submitted your application, the designated authorizing official will receive an email notification to let them know that an application is pending their approval. The authorizing official will need to review the application and will have the option to approve or reject it. The next few screens provide an overview of what the authorizing official sees when they log in to review the application. The authorizing official can access pending applications through the Pending Tasks button or by searching applications. If the authorizing official used the Search Applications button, she would be taken to this page and would be able to search for applications that are pending approval. If the authorizing official used the Pending Tasks button, he would see this screen. Either way, they would select the application, and then the authorizing official would be taken to this page where she would review the information and confirm or reject it. Here is the confirmation page confirming the approval process. The final step of the process is the assignment of an HPID or OEID number. Once the application is approved by the authorizing official, the system will generate a unique OEID. An email notification will be sent to the submitter user that it has been approved, as well as the OEID number generated. And that sums up the OEID application process. Thank you for viewing this video. Please visit the CMS HPID website. The address is posted here. If you have any questions, please contact the help desk via email or phone.